say she's my girl. Because don't get me wrong. Me and Fantana, we understand each other.
You belong in my world. I want you to officially move in with me.
I'm sorry, but Andile, Diamond, Naked, they belong in the same WhatsApp group with Nick Cannon. Okay, they don't have as many kids as Nick Cannon, but they belong in the same WhatsApp group because the way they play these ladies is just like, oh my God, what is happening here? What is happening? Why are these ladies so blinded by love that they can't see that these men are no good? But anyway, I digress. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. In this episode, I'll be reviewing the last episode of season 2. So season 2, episode 9 of Young, Famous and African. If you're new to my channel, please leave a like and a comment and don't forget to subscribe. So the episode starts with Fantana still having a go at Zari and Zari having a go at Fantana. They're calling each other cougar or young bitch, and it's just too much until and NADIA has to scream. Everybody else is uncomfortable. You can see Seba, Annie and Kaylee just want the floor to open up and just swallow them whole. Kanye is hiding in her own corner and Nadia is sort of trying to play referee between the two ladies. And then in the end, she says to them, your problem is not one another. Your problem is Diamond, which is the truth. Diamond is the common denominator. I think whatever Diamond said to Fantana and the fact that they might have become sexually intimate is the reason why Fantana is going so hard at Zari, because she thinks that now she is the main chick and so she can say and do whatever she wants and Diamond will always have her back. She doesn't realize that Zari and Diamond have a long relationship. People have come into their lives and left their lives and they've still been standing as a team. So the fact that she thinks just because she's now dating or she's now, bed buddies, with Diamond doesn't mean that Diamond is going to turn his back on the mother of his children. And I agree with Nadia that they need to face Diamond, the two of them, and have a conversation and find out exactly what did Diamond say. On the other side of town, Lewis and Naked meet up with Diamond. I love Lewis. I'm sorry. So he says he's going to speak to Diamond, and he did what Andile should have done, in the sense that he walked in and told Diamond, I want you to know I took Fantana on a date. We've realized we're not compatible, so please do not be offended that I took her on a date. I just wanted to see if it could work, and it didn't work, so here you go. I am stepping back. I don't want any misunderstandings with you. This is what Andile should have done when he was pursuing Zari. Naked is there, and they're both asking him that, what did you say to Fantana? Because I think Kaylee ran home and told Naked what happened at the party. And I personally don't know who told Lewis, whether it's Zari, Kanye, or Nadia, because those are his closest friends in the group. And so Diamond is sort of mumbling and muttering. And the guys are trying to say, what did you tell her that makes her be so emboldened as to say to Zari, if I say what Diamond said, you will cry. What did you say? And he went, oh, I didn't say anything to her. And he's asked, are you in a relationship with her? He says, we've got a memorandum that we agreed upon. I was like, that's not the impression that, Fantana has. Fantana thinks you are her guy because you told her you're not dating anyone. So she thinks she's in an exclusive relationship or some sort of committed relationship with you. You need to make it clear. And I give it to the guys for sort of telling him, you need to be clear with these girls and tell them exactly what you said and where you stand so that they know where they stand in your life. I want to hide under a rock and not come out. I'm so embarrassed for Fantana. Really? Okay, so Kanye arranges this event. I think it's good that it was intimate. She didn't bring the rest of the group. She just had Fantana, Swanky, Zari and Diamond. I think Swanky was there because Zari asked for Swanky to be there. And Swanky is friends to both of the ladies, so it made sense. And for, Fantana was going off on Zari up until Diamond came, and then she suddenly went quiet and was saying, oh, I want to leave. I think she was making up Diamond might have said some things about Zari, but I don't think he said as much as Fantana made it out to be. It could have been he told her, Zari is the mother of my children. I don't like bringing ladies around her because it's not respectful or whatever he said to her. But she then blew it out of proportion because Diamond said, I never said anything disrespectful because at the end of the day, Mama T is the mother of my children and I will always have respect for her, irregardless of who I have in my life or who she has in her life. So, irregardless of who we are dating or messing around with, there will always be respect. And this is one thing about Diamond and Zari. They are always respectful about one another. Yes, they might not agree with what their ex is doing, but they're always respectful. And you could say that Fantana couldn't argue with that. She couldn't respond to Diamond when he said, I would never say anything disrespectful about Zari to anyone. Fantana kept quiet. And Kanye was like, oh my God, men, they'll live in the desert with no water. Because if he was that interested in Fantana as she makes it out to be, he would have stood by her and sort of thrown Zari under the bus. But no, he still stood by the mother of his children, which tells me that Fantana is not really anything serious to him because he's already told the guys that he's not really that serious about Fantana. They have an arrangement whereby they do whatever they do and then they meet up, and once they, go their separate ways, that's it, until the next time they meet up in front of everyone. Even if Swanky was so embarrassed, didn't know where to hide. She didn't know where to hide Fantana. This is why she kept quiet and was threatening to leave the table. And she was told, you cannot leave the table. You need to sit down and air out your differences before we move on. And then suddenly, she started kicking off again at Zari. And so her wrath is at Zari, but she won't challenge Diamond when he says to her that I didn't tell you anything disrespectful about my ex and the mother of my children. And then Diamond walked off and he said, I'm going to handle it the platinum way. I think he's going to break up with her. And it's sad that Fantana did not listen to Louis when Louis was trying to caution her to say, focus on your career and leave Diamond alone. Otherwise, this is all you're going to be known for. Because from now on, she'll always be linked to the girl that kissed Diamond, went upstairs with Diamond, and then made allegations against Diamond's ex, Zari, to say that Diamond had confided in her and told her all these bad things about Zari. That's all she's going to be known for. No matter how good her music, that is going to follow her wherever she goes. And it's a pity Fantana did not listen to Louis. It's really sad, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, I said this before and I'll say this again. You cannot expect a married couple to take your side against their spouse. And this is the sad bit because Swanky tried to have Tubaba sort of intervene and try to hold Tubaba accountable for not mending his relationship with Annie. And Tubaba cut him off. And obviously he went home and he told his wife that this is what Swanky was busy saying. So they then have a conversation in their apartment about the fact that Annie is very upset that she introduced Swanky to Tubaba because Swanky wanted to style Tubaba. And Swanky, I think one of his big breaks was styling Tubaba. And so for him to suddenly try and go to Tubaba and say, why didn't you call me when you heard that I fell out with your wife? Annie feels it's disrespectful. And to some extent, yes. I think he should have just sat there and waited for Tubaba to call him to say, my wife has confided in me that the two of you have fallen out. What is going on? Not for him to say, oh, I've fallen out with your wife. Why are you not intervening? That was wrong. And I don't know how they can ever mend that. I think it's still for a storyline, but I don't know. Anyway, Andale then has a conversation with Swanky to say, remember how you felt about Annie at her wedding and how you were talking about her and the fact that you'd been to both of her weddings. Remember that feeling, remember that emotion, remember the fact that you have had a relationship with Annie for the longest while. You're closest to her children. You're literally part of her family when her husband is away. He knows you're there to support his family. So if nothing else, think of that feeling and try and make amends and rebuild your relationship with Annie, which I get and I accept, but I don't know. I don't think Swanky will ever. I think Swanky has really decided to hold on to this beef and has made it bigger than it should have been. I think this is something petty that the two of them should have talked about, whether it was a misunderstanding or whether one tried to one up the other. They should have spoken about it and it should not have lasted 9 episodes. I'm sorry, but Diamond, Andale, Naked, they belong to the same WhatsApp group. They need to go and join Nick Cannon in that WhatsApp group. Because how is Naked going to arrange rose petals up a staircase, have signs and a table, only to only to give Kayla a key to his apartment to say, I want you to move in with me. I thought he was going to propose. I thought that's why there was the trailer proposal. I thought this time he was going to commit to her. Kaylee is very, very patient. I'm sorry. Kaylee is very patient because for him to do all that just to give her a house key, for what? For what? I would have said, I love you. Thank you. But no, thank you. I'll wait for the ring. I would rather not move in with you. I'd rather wait for the ring because it doesn't make sense that he went through all that just to give her a key. Anyway, and then Andele arranges a sit down with Jerry and with Swanky Jerry and Annie. I loved it. I loved it. I know I've been saying that their drama seems to be made up, and I hate how it started to go, you know, how Swanky started to go low in the sense that he started to bring in Annie's family and his, employees, her publicist and stuff. I didn't like that bit. And I have to give it to Andale because Andale stood up and said, we're not here for this. Because at the end of the day, this is the image of Africa we're putting out to the world. And you cannot be going low and calling each other out and bringing each other's families for people to consume, for people to see, because once you put it out there, you can't take it back. And Annie immediately realized that she was wrong, stood up, apologized to Andale. They both apologized to one another, and I like how they made out. You could actually see that they do have, Swanky Jerry and Annie do have a lot of love for each other. Not love in a sort of a sexual way, but love as in very close friends, family. And so I like that Andale was able to get them to sort of make up and sort of reach an understanding and find a way forward, which really was amazing. I really love that for him. I wish now someone would sit Andale down with Kanye and they could have their moment and get back to where they were, because I need Andale to be in season 3. I'm here for Diamond. I'm here for Diamond. Diamond knows how to manage the ladies in his life. It's, oh God, it's something to say. So, Zari goes to drop off the kids with Diamond before he leaves for Europe. And they have a conversation, obviously, with Zari saying, I'm not going to ask you about every single thing that you told Fantana, because I don't think it's necessary. But I just want to say to you, whoever you're dating, I don't care. At the end of the day, my concern with you is about the kids. Please always remember that I have nothing to do with your relationships. Don't put these people in positions whereby they feel emboldened to say whatever they want. And Diamond, on his part, apologized to her and he promised that he wouldn't do that. And then he meets up with Fantana, has a conversation with her, and she says, I've completely forgotten why I was upset with him, which makes me think that she was making it up. Whether he just told her about the adoption thing and that was it. She then went on to make it seem like Diamond was revealing every single aspect of her life, that she doesn't have money, she's broke, she wears fake designer and whatever. Oh, I don't remember why I was upset at Diamond. I'm not even going to concentrate on how he looks or what he's wearing. And it's like, you're very materialistic. That's how you're coming across. I'm going to repeat Lewis's statement to her. Leave Diamond alone and focus on your career, because Diamond is going to Europe to work on his music. She is staying behind. And the fact that she doesn't know where Malawi is really sad. She has to Google it. I wonder what she was taught in geography. But anyway, I digress. I really enjoyed this season. Yes, I didn't like the Annie and Swanky drama, but at least I'm happy that that has been resolved. Kanye and Andale, it doesn't seem they've resolved anything. Naked and Kaylee, he's given her her key, so she's happy. Diamond has pleased his baby mama and he's pleased his girlfriend, so he seems happy. And then Andale, I really hope Andale and Kanye can resolve their issues so that they're in a good place and they can come back to the show and we can have another amazing season. He's been able to resolve his issues with his baby mamas, so he's decided to sort of, I think he's going to pursue things with Rosetta, but he's ended things with Seba, so we'll see how that goes. I really enjoyed this season. I can't wait for season 3. I hope they do get picked up for season 3. Thanks guys for watching. See you next time in the next video. Bye. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.